club delegates and fellow premium ticket holders. I suppose myself and Michael have been given different roles actually. One is the Minister for sorting things out, and I have one thing to sort out. Well, one of the major issues was being the pitch. And I, like anybody else, I'm an engineer, was surprised after a successful first season to see what happened last year and to see that we had, as the Queen would put it, annus horribilis with respect to our pitch last year, and we had to make a decision. We had to basically clear out what we had, and we had to start again, and that's the reality of it. And you know, we apologise as a board to all premium members because, like you, myself, Michael, and others, actually, were all, you know, essentially, you know, not allowed to see the red and white of our county play here. Nor did the managers and the players actually get the opportunity to play, which is a real disappointment. But what I can tell you is that the pitch is pretty much sorted. We'll have it fully commissioned at the end of January, in time for the first outing. What you see here, by the way, is what the actual pitch is in design. It is 95% grass and it's 5% stitching, which is actually artificial to stabilise the turf. So therefore, actually what we noticed last year in terms of the turf coming up will not happen with this design. And the reality is that if you push it on there, Michelle, please. What we have actually is we put in a brand new sand layer.
Sorry,
yeah. Sorry, apologies. We have a brand new sand layer. We have a brand new root zone with the roots actually now taking hold. What I can tell you, by the way, and people might ask, why are the grow lamps on this side? My business is solar farming. I know something about light. The reality is that because of the roof of the stand, at this time of year, there's no light getting onto the grass. That's why we have the grow lights moving every day, up and down, and they'll be there right through January. We bought a generator. These grow lights were all part of the actual commissioning. So what you see is the root is actually taking good hold. We measured them recently. It's going very well. We fixed all the drainage underneath. We put in new lateral drainage. We've checked out all the main drainage. We've checked out all the pumps. And I can tell you, on Tuesday I called John Murphy, who has been a stellar performer for us from Gold Crop, and also Brendan Bryce from RPS, our engineer, to check how the actual pitch was on Tuesday morning when Cork City was a threat of flooding. And they said you could have played a match on the pitch on Tuesday morning. The reality is the amount of sand that's got in here is equivalent to what you would find on the best golf greens in the world. This pitch has been designed to the same standard as the pitch that hosted the World Cup final in Moscow, the same pitch as Celtic, the same pitch as Chelsea. That's the nature of the pitch that we have out there now. And you can see actually as you go through, Michelle, we stripped everything. As you can see, this is the stripping process. We put in basically the surrounds. There are synthetics now right around. So that's the foundation of the surrounds, and we actually tarmac that, and then we put the synthetic on top of that. We actually then had a whole amount of machinery here, basically laying out the sand, which basically is the layer above the gravel rack. And then actually we put in the root zone, and as you move it forward, we flattened, we seeded it. That's the first seeding. Within 2 weeks, thankfully, we actually found that we had very decent grass in it because we had it at the right time. And we really were under pressure. And at this particular juncture, after 2 weeks, we were cutting the grass, fortunately, and it has been strengthening ever since. And the whole objective of these grow lamps that are outside, if you're down the lower road, you can see them, is that to grow it. You can see that that was it before we put the synthetic on. The synthetic is on now. You can see the nature of the stitch, which kind of gives it that sort of lattice type effect in terms of the pitch. You'll see that in a lot of Premier League grounds. So this ground, you can see in the background, the actual stitching machine, where actually the fibres are actually stitched down about 180 millimetres into the actual root zone and into the sand. So this pitch will not cut up. That is the reality of it. And we now have something which has been engineered properly and fundamentally is going to make sure that we have a guaranteed pitch going forward. We have all the water points, all of that now is pretty much well arranged, and you can see the synthetic is in, apologies, and the grow lamps in action, and to finish it off, that's what it looks like by night. So, for premium ticket holders like myself, we don't want to be turning up next year to see this pitch not working. This pitch will work, and George Mullins from SIS has told me, who is the head man in SIS, this pitch will be as good as the Aviva or the Croke Park, or Celtic, or Chelsea. Now, I think it was Ronan, maybe, or Kieran, was thinking that they're going to have free access to the pitch for training. That's an ecumenical matter. We'll be talking about that later in the year. Certainly coming up to match time, it will be fully available for our teams. But we have to make sure that this pitch gets priority, and we are very much looking forward to the first match when the red and white goes out on this pitch, and when our Cork teams win on the first weekend. So what I'd say is thanks to Turf Tech, Stephen Forrest, John Murphy and Goldcrop, SIS, the support of the board. The number for this pitch, by the way, was included in Michael's number, by the way. If anyone's asking the question, is this supplementary to the cost of the stadium? No, it's not. It was actually in the actual budget. Okay? So, it'll be ready to go in about 6 weeks' time. We did have a debate, Kevin, about actually the club championship finals coming here, but we would have been not in warranty. We'd put the warranty at risk. This pitch has got a 5-year guarantee by SIS. So it's contractually, we negotiated the contract on that basis. So it's important to understand we actually now have a guaranteed surface. Okay, push on. So premium tickets. There was a debate when these came out first that we might actually have tiered pricing. In fact, I only understood recently that Croke Park is tiered pricing for premium tickets. So what we're relaunching effectively tonight is the opportunity for avid GAA fans in this county to get access to all club championship matches, get access to all league inter-county matches and all championship matches, to the international rules match that I think is going to be held here next year, and Michelle will go through that. Also to any other events, potentially rugby matches, and of course concerts. And Michelle will take us through hopefully the opportunity. We already have 2, and we're hopeful of more for 2020. And you'll also get access to the Croke Park Premium Ticket Exchange, where if tickets for concerts in Croke Park are available, you will actually get an email to say you can log in and actually apply for Croke Park tickets for concerts and also for inter-county matches. And that actually has been used by a number of our premium ticket members this year. So the price is starting for 1-year tickets at €500. And that will give you all of your entrance to all club championship matches, inter-county National League matches, and also to championship matches for the whole year. Now I know people who are GAA fans who actually also are members of golf clubs, and they probably pay €1,200 for a golf club membership and probably use it twice a year. I know that they go to a lot more matches, and what we're hopeful is that they might actually invest their money in actually going out on more Sundays and Saturday nights, than actually not using a golf membership into the future. But €500 would also make a fantastic Christmas present, or a birthday present, or a retirement present for someone that you know is actually a GAA fan. So that's exactly what you will get with that ticket, and I think the pricing it will be available with Michelle. All you have to do is contact here, also here at Pairc Ui Chaoimh, and the tickets are available, as I say, from €500 for 1-year tickets. We also have 3-year tickets and also 5-year tickets for the stadium as well. Okay, and the final thing I want to say is that the board has also decided to actually look at naming rights, okay, for the stadium. And that's something that we will be pursuing in 2020. And just to also point out to you that it will be a brand Pairc Ui Chaoimh. Okay, so if it was AIB, it would be AIB Pairc Ui Chaoimh or Bank of Ireland Pairc Ui Chaoimh. The whole concept there is clearly to get more income. Ger Cunningham and myself were both involved in sponsorship of under-20 hurling nationally, but also we were involved in the sponsorship of the Borgosh Energy Theatre. So I know exactly that there are companies like Borgosh Energy and others out there who would be very interested in actually putting their name, putting their signage right across the stadium and calling it potentially Super Value Pairc Ui Chaoimh going forward. The colours are right, red and white, so we wait and see. But we will be pursuing that in the course of early next year. So thank you for your attention. Please let people know that the tickets are now going to be available from tomorrow from €500, and Michelle will take you through the full schedule of games and events for next year. Thank you.